A very good morning to you. Welcome to the Tuesday edition of the show. I'm Yemi Adebayo.
And I'm Cecilia Amogbe. And of course, you're starting with what is happening right now in town in Nigeria, talking about the Confederation of Athletics. And that's Asaba 2018, that's the African Senior Athletics Championships taking place in Delta State, Asaba. The flags are up. About 52 countries participating. Almost all of them are in town. And on Wednesday, Delta State can't wait to start.
All right, so that's it. That's go-ahead signal, flags hoisted, and just to show that the competition is about to begin. It actually begins tomorrow. The Confederation of Athletics, African Athletics, is a big one. 52 countries to participate in that one. Wish Nigeria all the best. All right, let's move away from athletics and go to this one, talking about Andy Murray, comeback win for the Briton following his hip surgery in January, returns to action, and of course defeated Mackenzie McDonald 3-6, 6-4, 7-5 at the Washington Open in his first round match. Some said it was a rusty Andy Murray, but as far as Andy Murray is concerned, a win is a win.
Yep, a win is a win. Rusty Andy Murray, but the good thing is, he is back and better. All right, still on the program, we're talking about this man, LeBron James, promise he had to keep. Talking about opening a promise school in Ohio. The school is for at-risk kids. It's a good one coming from LeBron, the master himself.
Yeah, that's the way to go. Giving back to the society, the king, they call him LeBron James, doing the things that he has promised. Look, a lot of kids have a lot of promise, but they need someone to help them turn that promise into reality. And that's what LeBron is doing, taking at-risk kids, kids who have the potentials, but are not doing well because of things outside of school. And he made his promise, he's keeping it. And that's how we start this morning, really, from the king himself, LeBron James, giving back to the society, and what a way to go.
Yeah, what a way to go. It's a good one. I mean, if you check, we start seeing the pictures of it right now, talking about the way he was able to go about it. I mean, there are some kids out there in the United States who didn't have the kind of opportunity most of the big stars have. And there are also some who've got the opportunity but couldn't make use of it. But for this school, I think for LeBron James, all he needed to do was to take a look at the kids who are at risk. Maybe the parents' background is not really looking cool. And of course, the society they're living in, the environment also that they're living in, it's not really conducive for children to grow up. So this school was open for such kids who are at risk, who really don't have the correct guidance. So this school is going to provide that opportunity for them to really dream big and achieve their aim in life. I mean, they want to be successful. They want to become the best. That's why you have the morals of the likes of Muhammad Ali and the big stars who've succeeded. Inspirational figures who've succeeded in the United States of America. But the good thing is, all the school supplies will be provided by the foundation, and also it sponsors 3 meals per day. So like everything is just there. All you have to do is to learn and be successful.
Yeah, that's good. I'm very happy with this one. Look, if anybody that ever succeeded in life climbed on somebody's shoulder. And that's what LeBron is doing, providing a shoulder for these people to climb on. Yes, some kids are naturally gifted but won't fulfill their potentials. Not because they don't want to, but you know, the situation where they're growing up, or the circumstances surrounding their parents. If you know your parents can't provide for you, you'll probably not be able to go to school. So if you don't go to school, you're not going to participate in sports. Who's going to see you? And so all of these things. I'm very happy that LeBron did this. This initiative is good, giving back to the society. Some of them didn't have it easy. That's the point that we must make. And seeing that, I think that's why LeBron is doing this. Seeing that, looking at what it takes, and I don't want to bring this into it. Some will also say that the society, there are some particular set of people that you have to work 10 times harder before you are noticed.
Especially the environment that you grow up in sometimes matters a whole lot.
Yeah, so that's why LeBron is doing this, and I'm very happy for him.
Yeah, the Promise School, that's what it's called. Let's hear from him now.
Kids just want to know if we care about them. They have the dreams, they have the aspirations. They have everything that they can actually get to whatever they want to get to in life. They just want to know that someone cared. thank you so much. I love you too, man. I really do. I really do. And no matter if I'm playing in Los Angeles or not, Akron, Ohio is always home for me. Always.
Isn't early? We all know that the must move right there. But then for LeBron James, he's got a home, and he knows where it is, and that's the reason he had to open that promise school for the kids who are actually at risk. Okay, and not only for the kids. I mean, adults who really want to go to school and didn't have the opportunity and all that can also take advantage.
Get a second chance in life.
And do it. Okay, now let's come to this one, talking about climate. Yes, that's
Climate
what
change.
This one is all about. A football club, Forest Green Rovers, they've actually become the very first United Nations certified carbon neutral football club after signing up with what is called Climate Neutral Now Initiative for the upcoming season, UNFCCC.
Yeah, and the team is just in the fourth tier of English football,
knowing that.
and they're making the news for the good reasons. And talking about efforts that the United Nations have been making towards climate change, and they see a club that agrees with some of their principles, agrees with all of the things they're planning to do. They would love to see the world go in the direction that this club is going.
Is it possible? I mean, okay, now all the players have decided to actually switch to a plant-based diet. The fans, the staff, and everyone. And this happened like 2 years ago, right?
Yeah.
And even 2 years ago, I know that called the more like the vegan diet. I mean, how do you do this? How do you sustain something like this? Plant-based.
The United Nations have been sounding.
I can't do it for 1 week.
The United Nations have been sounding the alarm, and a lot of people have been ignoring it. That look, the way the world is going, all the health issues, all the environmental issues, we need to address them. And the United Nations call it to question. But this team, good, and since they've done it for 2 years, it means they can't continue. I think it's something we have to learn. This part of the world and see if we can go for plant-based diet.
Let me start with you. I mean, I can't do it for a week. I can do maybe 3-4 days. I mean, all plants. But can I do it for like?
Well, if we put
this is what the club is all about. I mean,
yes,
vegan football club. That's what it's all about.
Yes, exactly. And you look at these guys. They don't look like they are at any disadvantage.
I know.
They don't look like they are in any way short. So. I think it's good, but when you're used to something,
is, can you haven't answered me? I can't do a week. I can do 4 days. Maybe we can do vegan challenge.
I don't think I can do it, but it's an inspiring story.
Can you do 2 days?
Don't put words in my mouth. But it's an inspiring story. So let's listen to the guys, how they came about this and the inspiration behind all of this. We'll listen to them and we'll come back for more sports this morning.
So we've become the first sports club in the world to be climate neutral, according to the UN, which is quite exciting. And hopefully we'll do more with them. I think we will, because they're on the same page as we are. Sport looks to be a great vehicle to carry the sustainability message. And I know these guys are thinking about it because we've spoken to some of them. And the reason they haven't done it yet would be a little bit of fear, based on my conversations. How do you, for example, introduce a vegan menu to an American sports club? Could be a bit of a challenge. I don't think so, actually. So we shared with them our experience of that. But I think there'll be a little bit of uncertainty about how you can make those kind of changes and keep fans on board. That's not unexpected, really. We found the same thing here when we started to make the changes. The people around the club said, oh, you're going to drive people away and upset people and all that kind of stuff, and the truth is actually the opposite has happened. We've got more people coming to the club, 4 times as many as back in the day, and the food is super popular.
The food is super popular. Okay.
Okay.
Well, I'll try my hands on it. I'll go there and try my hands on it and see if I can survive a couple of days on that one. I was the club chairman, Dale Vince, talking about initiative and how they've been able to propel themselves and go along with the plans of the United Nations.
Yeah, and he's not the only one talking about this. United Nations official is also talking about how big this is for the climate.
Yeah, I mean, we would love to support the offshoot businesses that Forest Green Rovers is also promoting on the vegan foods and other areas. And I'm sure that that we will be able to collaborate in the future. We're working on this Sports for Climate Action initiative, where we hope other organizations will also step up voluntary action on climate, and Forest Green Rovers will be definitely an example to be shared.
Where to go and where to start, and of course the support will come. Just imagine you have like let's say 6 clubs in England starting this, and you go to Spain, maybe 5 clubs, and you go to Germany 4, and you go to US maybe 3, then you go to Italy maybe 5, then you come to Nigeria maybe 2.
And the UN is it's not looking just at football. They're hoping all other big sports clubs, not just football, sports clubs, MLS, MLB, basketball will try this. And by the way, FIFA is already calling this team the greatest football club in the world, a team in the 4th tier, because of what they've been able to achieve.
Of course, this is really remarkable, because it's not easy for you to go off a particular diet you've been on for years and started because you're playing for a particular club, not just for the players, the staff, the coaches, and even the fans also, even when they don't need it. It's very healthy, but then can you really sustain it? I said I can do it for maybe 1 week, not more than that.
I'll pass on that.
Okay. All right. And let's talk about the big one now, talking about what is happening in Nigeria. Remember that Nigeria is hosting the 21st edition of the Confederation of African Athletics Championship, the senior one. And of course, all athletes, 52 countries participating, about 48% of them were actually around for the test and all that went down some time ago. And the fact that, knowing it's almost here, and just on Monday you have the hoisting of the flag, by the governor of Delta State. But before we do that, let's talk tennis. I'm just in a hurry to actually move on to that one, because it's really big and huge, and that is what is making the news around the world right now. Now let's talk about this guy, Andy Murray. He's back. And how good was he when he came back? Still rusty?
Yeah, still rusty. Defeated American Mackenzie McDonald 3-6, 6-4, 7-5 in his first round game. And this is his 4th game following his hip surgery. And look, Andy Murray says, look, I'm going to play at the US Open. There's not going to be any late withdrawals. I won't disappoint you like I did at Wimbledon. I'll just come.
Let's wait.
I'll come and show you. The fans actually wanted to see him at Wimbledon, because of all the support and everything that he gets there. But he says, I'll be back for the US Open. He has won the US Open before, so the Wimbledon and US Open are the tough surfaces that I think he likes most. So we'll see what he's able to do.
Because he's been successful there.
But I wouldn't judge him
by this one. I mean, Mackenzie McDonald is not the guy that we know.
I see how I still remember how Novak Djokovic fooled all of us. Fooled all of us. Some of us are very quick to predict, quick to write people off. Just showed us that, look, injuries do not necessarily signal the end of a player's career unless you're just off form. And these guys are the best. They're the best at what they do. So I expect more from Andy Murray. I think there's still a grand slam in him. It might not happen immediately, but I still think it's going to increase his all to maybe 4 or 5 before he finally drops his racket.
Yeah, maybe it's going to be that, because if you check when this game started, I was looking out of sorts. First set, losing in 3-6, and in that one, actually losing his first 3 service games. That's not the Andy Murray we know. But as you said, well, it's trying to get back to his dominant self. Is what's far from it in this particular one. And knowing that his next opponent is Kyle Edmond and all that, the guy he has beaten twice, but the guy has also defeated him once. And the last match against him was last month, Eastbourne and all that, knowing he actually lost that one. You see how far he can go in this one. But the good thing is, at the end of the match, we saw Andy Murray trying to get back into his old self. Go for a break now. When we'll come back, we'll be talking about the hoisting of the flag in Delta State by the governor, Ifeanyi Okowa.